Have you ever noticed how, despite all the cleaning and precautions we take, your body still feels tired, your immune system seems weaker, or you catch colds more easily than before? It's something many of us silently worry about, especially as we get older. We're told to keep everything spotless, wash our hands constantly, sanitize every surface, and avoid germs at all costs. But what if I told you that all this over-cleaning might be making your immune system weaker, not stronger? It sounds surprising, but it's true, and it's a concern that's often overlooked. The very habits we think protect us might be quietly working against our health. In this video, I'll share why too much cleanliness can be harmful as we age, and what simple changes can help you support your body's natural defenses instead. By the end, you'll discover a gentle approach to staying healthy that doesn't rely on scrubbing away every germ. So, let's explore this together and find out how to give your immune system the balance it needs to keep you strong and thriving in your golden years. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. It often begins as something so subtle that you might not even notice it at first. Maybe you find yourself coming down with a cold a bit more often than you used to. Or perhaps a simple scrape on your arm takes longer to heal than it once did, the skin around it staying tender for days. Some mornings, you wake up feeling a little more sluggish, and it takes a while for your body to get moving. These aren't the kind of changes that send us running to the doctor. Most people brush them off as just getting older, one of those unavoidable facts of life. Maybe you joke with your friends about catching every little bug your grandkids bring home, or you sigh when you realize that you just don't bounce back from things as quickly as you did in your 40s and 50s. It's easy to chalk it all up to aging and leave it at that. But what if these little changes, these silent shifts in our bodies, weren't as inevitable as we thought? What if there's more to the story than simply getting old? We've all been taught to accept that our bodies will slow down, our defenses will weaken, and we'll just have to live with it. But let me ask you, what if some of these changes are signals, not sentences? What if, instead of resigning ourselves to a weaker immune system, there are real, everyday choices we can make to help it stay stronger and longer? This isn't about turning back the clock or pretending we're 25 again. It's about understanding what's happening inside us, so we can give ourselves the best shot at a vibrant, independent life. Let's start with the basics. The immune system. Think of it as your body's personal defense team. It's not just one thing, but an incredible network of organs, tissues, cells, and signals working around the clock. Its job is to identify invaders, germs like bacteria and viruses, but also things like fungi, parasites, and even some abnormal cells in our own body, and mount a defense against them. When you get a scratch and it heals up in a few days, that's your immune system jumping into action. When you get exposed to a cold virus, but don't get sick, that's your immune system quietly doing its job. Over the decades, your immune system has learned and adapted. Think of all the germs you've faced in your life. The childhood illnesses, the annual flu seasons, the bugs that swept through your office, the viruses your kids brought home from school. Every encounter was like a drill for your immune system, making it smarter, sharper, and more prepared. And up until a certain age, it does a remarkable job. But as the years go by, things begin to change. Scientists call this process immunosenescence, a fancy word for the natural, gradual decline in immune function that comes with age. So what does that look like? Imagine your immune system as a well-trained neighborhood watch. When you're young, there are plenty of alert volunteers, always on patrol, quick to spot and report any trouble. But as you age, the team starts to thin out. Fewer patrols go out, and those that do move a bit slower. The communication system isn't quite as sharp as it used to be. Sometimes, the alarms don't go off in time, or they sound the alert when there's nothing wrong. The response, overall, becomes less efficient. In real life, this means several things. Older adults are more likely to catch infections, and those infections can become more serious. A common cold that's a minor nuisance for a grandchild can turn into days of coughing and fatigue for someone over 65. Cuts and scrapes might heal more slowly, increasing the risk of complications. Vaccines may not offer as strong or lasting protection, because the immune system doesn't respond with the same vigor as before. And sometimes, the immune system can even turn against the body itself, leading to more autoimmune issues. But why does this happen? Part of it is simply the passage of time. Our body's ability to produce new immune cells decreases as we age. The memory cells that remember past infections start to fade. Our bone marrow, the birthplace of many immune cells, becomes less productive. The thymus, a tiny gland that trains certain immune cells, shrinks to almost nothing by the time we're seniors. Our levels of inflammation tend to creep up too, creating a kind of background noise that distracts the immune system from real threats. It might sound discouraging, but here's where science offers a twist. While aging does naturally impact the immune system, not everything is set in stone. Many factors that influence immunity are within our reach. Lifestyle, environment, and habits. These all play powerful roles in how our immune defenses work, even as we grow older. For example, researchers have found that older adults who stay active, eat a nutritious diet, sleep well, manage stress, and maintain social connections often have much stronger immune responses than those who don't. Exposure to the natural world, a little dirt under your nails from gardening, the touch of a pet's fur, fresh air from a walk in the park, helps train the immune system and keeps it alert. Even the way we clean our homes, as you'll learn in this video, can have a surprising effect on our body's natural defenses. But let's pause here for a moment. How many of us, after a certain age, find ourselves doing the exact opposite? Maybe you've become extra cautious. After all, we've been through a lot. The news tells us about new viruses, outbreaks in nursing homes, and the importance of sanitizing every surface. Hand sanitizer bottles pop up in every room. Some days, you might feel like you're fighting a battle you can't win, waging war on invisible enemies, just trying to stay one step ahead. And that's perfectly understandable. We want to protect ourselves and those we love. But sometimes, in our effort to keep all germs at bay, we create an environment where our immune system doesn't get the practice it needs. It's a bit like sheltering a child from every little challenge. At some point, they miss out on the chance to learn resilience. So what can you do to help your immune system, even as the years add up? The answer isn't about miracle cures or complicated routines. It's about gentle, sustainable habits that support your body's natural defenses, without overwhelming them. Start by moving your body every day. This doesn't mean signing up for a marathon. It could be as simple as a daily walk around your neighborhood, gentle stretching, or light gardening. Physical activity helps your immune cells circulate and stay active. Next, focus on what you eat. A plate filled with colorful vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, and healthy fats gives your immune system the building blocks it needs. Probiotics, those good bacteria found in yogurt and fermented foods, help balance your gut, which plays a crucial role in immunity. Drink plenty of water, but don't overdo sugary drinks or too much alcohol, both of which can dampen your immune response. Sleep is another unsung hero. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of restful sleep each night, and keep a regular routine. Your body uses this time to repair and refresh your immune system. If you struggle with sleep, try winding down with calming activities. A warm bath, soft music, or a few minutes of reading before bed. Limit screens and caffeine in the evening. Stress, too, takes a toll. Chronic worry and loneliness can weaken your immune system, making you more vulnerable to illness. If you're feeling isolated, reach out to friends, join a community group, or simply chat with a neighbor over the fence. Even a phone call or a video chat can lift your spirits and strengthen your body's natural defenses. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Now, let me tell you about Mr. Allen, a neighbor in his late 70s. For years, Allen prided himself on his independence. But after a rough winter where he caught the flu twice, he started feeling discouraged. His daughter suggested some changes, not major overhauls, just a few gentle shifts. Allen began taking short walks with his old dog Charlie, eating breakfast outside whenever the sun was out, and adding more greens to his meals. He even started a tiny herb garden, letting his hands get dirty again. Over a few months, Allen noticed he bounced back faster after minor colds, slept more soundly, and most importantly, felt more like himself. His immune system hadn't turned back the clock, but it was doing what it was meant to do, protecting him day by day. So here's the heart of it. Yes, our bodies change as we grow older. But change doesn't mean giving up. Your immune system is still your loyal guardian. Every small, positive choice you make helps it stay strong, ready to defend you and keep you thriving. Don't let worry about age rob you of hope or motivation. Remember, your journey isn't over. Your story continues. Let's give your immune system the kindness and support it deserves, so you can enjoy each day with confidence, connection, and good health. Have you ever caught yourself scrubbing the kitchen counters just one more time, even though you know you already cleaned them that morning? Maybe you find yourself reaching for that bottle of disinfectant spray whenever someone visits, or you keep hand sanitizer on every table, just in case. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Over the last few years, especially since the pandemic swept through our lives, many of us have turned cleaning into an almost automatic habit, a way to feel safe in an uncertain world. It's understandable. When you've lived through as many seasons as we have, you learn that staying healthy often means staying careful. But here's something we rarely pause to consider. Can there be such a thing as too clean? Most of us grew up believing that cleanliness is next to godliness. We were taught that scrubbing away dirt and germs was one of the best ways to protect ourselves and our families. We watched our mothers bleach the bathroom and our fathers scrub their hands before every meal. And while those habits certainly have their place, something has changed in recent years. Instead of simply keeping things tidy, many people, especially those of us who want to avoid illness at all costs, have shifted into a kind of cleaning overdrive. So, what exactly is overcleaning? It's more than just being neat. Overcleaning means washing your hands excessively, even when you haven't touched anything truly dirty. It means reaching for disinfectant wipes after every phone call or every trip to the mailbox. It's using strong cleaning chemicals all over your home, every day, just to make sure not a single germ survives. Sometimes, it even means avoiding contact with nature, gardening with gloves, never petting a neighbor's dog, or steering clear of outdoor gatherings for fear of picking up something. This constant, vigilant cleaning isn't about tidiness anymore. It becomes a cycle of worry and response, almost a shield we hope will keep every threat at bay. But let's step back and ask a different question. If a little cleaning is good, is more always better? What if, by trying to wipe out every last germ, we're wiping away something our bodies need? Science has begun to uncover a fascinating and slightly counterintuitive truth. Being too clean can harm our health, especially when it comes to the immune system. Here's why. Our bodies, and especially our immune systems, are incredibly adaptable. They're designed to encounter, recognize, and respond to a variety of microbes. Tiny living things like bacteria and viruses. But not all microbes are bad. Many are beneficial, quietly helping our digestion, keeping our skin healthy, and even teaching our immune system what is dangerous and what is safe. From the time we're born, we live in a world teeming with life. Most of it invisible, but much of it harmless or even helpful. When we practice reasonable cleanliness, washing our hands before eating or after using the restroom, we're protecting ourselves from genuine threats. But when we go beyond that, scrubbing and sanitizing everything all the time, we start to eliminate not just the bad, but also the good. It's a bit like cutting down every tree in a forest because you're afraid of the occasional poisonous mushroom. You end up losing all the shade, the birdsong, the fresh air, and the hidden beauty that made the forest thrive in the first place. Think about how the immune system works. It's like a team of security guards that patrol your body, always on the lookout for intruders. But these guards need practice. If they're never exposed to minor threats, they start to lose their edge. Worse, they might begin to make mistakes, overreacting to harmless things like pollen or pet dander, or failing to recognize a real danger in time. Research shows that when children grow up in overly sterile environments, homes where everything is disinfected and outdoor play is rare, they have higher rates of allergies, asthma, and certain immune problems later in life. The immune system needs to train, just like any other part of the body. This is true at every age, but it becomes especially important as we get older. By the time you reach your 60s, 70s, or beyond, your immune system naturally isn't as robust as it once was. The number of guards on duty is lower, and the alarms don't always sound as quickly. If we combine this natural slowing down with a lifestyle that never lets the immune system do its job, we may be setting ourselves up for trouble. Instead of protecting us, overcleaning can leave us more vulnerable, ironically, to the very infections and illnesses we want to avoid. There's powerful science behind this. Several studies in recent decades have found that older adults living in highly sanitized environments lose some of the protective microbes that support immune function. These beneficial bacteria live on our skin, in our gut, and even in the air around us. They talk to our immune system, helping it tell friend from foe, and teaching it to mount the right response when real danger appears. When we disinfect everything, our hands, our homes, even the air with certain sprays, we're not just killing the bad guys. We're wiping out the good guys, too. One famous study looked at people living in rural versus urban environments. Those who had regular contact with animals, soil, and plants tended to have a more diverse set of microbes, and, as a result, a more balanced immune system. They were less likely to develop certain infections and even had lower rates of inflammatory diseases. It's not that being dirty is good. Rather, it's that living in a world with a little natural mess keeps the immune system alert, balanced, and better able to protect us when it matters. Let's consider an example close to home. My friend Janet, who is 70, used to be what she called a cleaning fanatic. After the pandemic, she upped her cleaning routine to 3 times a day, disinfecting every doorknob, light switch, and remote control. She washed her hands constantly, avoided touching her face, and used gloves for gardening and shopping. For a while, she felt safe. But gradually, she noticed that she was getting sick more often, not less. Little sniffles would linger for weeks. Minor cuts seemed to take forever to heal. She developed itchy patches on her hands from all the sanitizers. More troubling, she felt anxious and exhausted, trapped in a cycle of worry and wiping. After talking with her doctor and reading about the science behind overcleaning, Janet made some gentle changes. She kept basic hygiene habits, like washing hands after the restroom and before meals, but cut back on all the extra disinfecting. She switched to milder cleaning products, opened her windows for fresh air, and allowed herself to garden without gloves on sunny days. Over time, she noticed her hands felt healthier, her mood improved, and she bounced back from minor illnesses more quickly. Janet realized that her immune system needed a little practice, not a complete quarantine from the world. It's important to understand that cleanliness isn't the enemy. None of this means you should live in dirt or neglect basic hygiene. Hand washing, especially after certain activities, still matters. But the pendulum can swing too far. Our bodies were made to live in partnership with the natural world, not locked away from it. Overcleaning robs our immune system of its most basic training, making it more likely to stumble when it encounters a real threat. For those of us over 65, this matters more than ever. Our immune systems, already working a bit slower, Rely on regular reminders to stay sharp. If we spend our days in a bubble of constant sterilization, we lose out on those reminders. Instead of growing stronger, our natural defenses may fade. That's why it's important to find balance. Embrace reasonable hygiene, yes, but don't fear every speck of dust or every handshake. Let yourself enjoy the feeling of fresh soil, the company of a pet, or the gentle mess of a family gathering. These moments are part of what keeps us healthy, resilient, and connected to the world around us. The world may have changed, and with it, our habits, but your body's wisdom, built over a lifetime, is still there. Trust it. Give your immune system a little space to breathe and learn. In doing so, you may just find yourself not only healthier but also more at ease in the beautiful, sometimes imperfect world we share. Have you ever found yourself washing your hands for what feels like the 100th time, even though you haven't been anywhere near anything truly dirty? It's a habit that creeps in slowly. At first, you're just being careful, especially after coming home from the store or before a meal. But over time, you might notice you're scrubbing your hands after opening a package, answering the phone, or even just moving from one room to another. Maybe you even have little bottles of hand sanitizer scattered throughout the house, in your purse, your car, by the door, and on the kitchen counter. These days, it feels like the world expects us to be on constant germ patrol, and for many people over 65, that sense of vigilance can become almost second nature. But what happens when that sense of cleanliness equals safety starts taking over? The first and perhaps most obvious warning sign is washing your hands more often than truly necessary. Sure, hand hygiene is crucial after using the restroom, before eating, and after blowing your nose, tending to a pet, or gardening. But if you find yourself scrubbing up after every minor task, or if your hands are dry, cracked, or irritated from soap and water, it may be time to pause and consider. Is this about hygiene, or has it become more about habit, or even anxiety? It's easy to justify frequent hand washing with the thought, better safe than sorry. Yet, our skin is our first barrier against germs, and when it's constantly stripped of its natural oils by soap or sanitizer, it can become more vulnerable to infection and irritation. You might notice your hands feeling raw or developing small cuts and patches of rough skin that never seem to fully heal. Sometimes, the skin even becomes inflamed or develops rashes, especially if you're using products with harsh chemicals or strong fragrances. That brings us to the next sign: relying too heavily on harsh cleaning or disinfectant products throughout your home. It's one thing to keep your living space tidy and your kitchen counters clean, but quite another to spray strong disinfectants on every doorknob, remote control, or package that comes into the house, sometimes several times a day. Maybe you've bought industrial strength cleaners, just in case, or you mix cleaning products hoping to create the ultimate germ-killing formula. But these products can be surprisingly rough on both your skin and your lungs. If you find yourself coughing, sneezing, or feeling lightheaded after cleaning, or if your hands are always chapped and your nose feels irritated, you might be overdoing it. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. What's more, these chemicals don't distinguish between bad and good. They wipe out helpful microbes too. Over time, constant exposure can trigger new sensitivities or allergies, leaving you less comfortable in your own home. And for older adults, the risk is higher. As our skin thins and our lungs grow more delicate, the impact of repeated exposure to harsh cleaning agents only increases. Perhaps without realizing it, another sign you're overcleaning is when you start to avoid things you once loved, like working in the garden, walking barefoot on the lawn, or petting the neighbor's golden retriever, because you're afraid of picking up something. Maybe you decline invitations to picnics or family gatherings at the park, or you skip the local farmer's market out of concern for what you might touch. This withdrawal from nature and connection, while understandable, can have real consequences for your well-being. There's something deeply nourishing about the feeling of warm earth between your fingers or the unconditional love of a pet. Scientists have found that contact with soil, plants, and animals isn't just pleasant. It's good for your health. Exposure to the diverse world of good microbes in nature helps support a healthy immune system, especially as we get older. When we cut ourselves off from the natural world in the name of cleanliness, we not only lose out on those beneficial microbes, but also the simple joys and emotional comfort that come from fresh air, green spaces, and living things. Over time, you might notice another, subtler shift. You begin to feel unusually sensitive to everyday germs. Maybe it feels like you're catching every little cold, or your allergies are acting up more than they used to. Minor infections, like a sniffle, a sore throat, or a skin irritation, linger longer than before. Or perhaps you find yourself worried and uneasy whenever you hear about someone in your building coming down with a bug. It's as if your body, after months or even years of strict cleanliness, has become less resilient, quicker to react to irritants and slower to bounce back from minor illnesses. This isn't just your imagination. Our immune system is a living, learning network. It needs a little practice to stay sharp. When it's shielded from all germs, it can lose its ability to distinguish between harmless substances, like pollen or pet dander, and real threats, like viruses or bacteria. As a result, some people develop more allergies, or their bodies overreact to everyday exposures. Others find themselves struggling with frequent but mild infections that never seemed to be a problem before. Consider the story of Walter, a retired teacher who always prided himself on keeping a tidy house. After the pandemic, he began cleaning even more, scrubbing doorknobs, countertops, light switches, and remote controls several times a day. He went through bottles of sanitizer and used the strongest bleach he could buy. But a few months into his new routine, Walter noticed that his hands were constantly cracked, and he'd developed a persistent cough he couldn't explain. He also started feeling anxious about having visitors, worried that even a handshake might make him sick. When Walter mentioned this to his doctor, he was surprised to learn that overcleaning can actually weaken the skin, irritate the lungs, and even lower the body's natural ability to fight off minor illnesses. With his doctor's support, Walter began to ease back on the chemicals and focus on simple soap and water when truly needed. Gradually, his hands healed, his cough faded, and he felt less anxious about everyday life. Stories like Walter's are more common than you might think. The urge to control our environment, especially in a world that can feel unpredictable, comes from a good place. We want to protect ourselves and those we love. But it's important to recognize when that urge slips from a helpful habit to a harmful pattern. If you find yourself feeling increasingly isolated, anxious, or physically uncomfortable, take it as a gentle sign from your body that something may need to change. So, what can you do if you recognize yourself in these warning signs? The first step is to pause and reflect. Ask yourself why you're cleaning. Is it in response to real dirt or risk, or is it driven by worry or routine? Try to use gentle, skin-friendly soap for hand washing, and keep disinfectants for higher-risk situations, like cleaning up after someone is ill. Let yourself enjoy the outdoors. Plant some flowers, take a stroll, breathe in the fresh air, and allow yourself the delight of petting a dog or feeling the grass beneath your feet. It's also wise to listen to your body. If you're experiencing dry or irritated skin, unexplained coughs or sneezing, or feeling worn down by frequent minor illnesses, consider whether your cleaning habits could use a little adjustment. Don't be afraid to reach out for support, whether from your doctor, a trusted friend, or your community. Sometimes, just sharing your worries can lighten the load. Remember, true health isn't about banishing every microbe from your life. It's about finding a balance between protecting yourself and allowing your body to do what it does best. Your immune system is wise and resilient, even as you age. Trust it. Let yourself enjoy the world and the people around you, without letting the fear of germs steal away your peace of mind. You've made it through so much in your life, ups and downs, challenges and changes. A little dust on your hands or dirt on your shoes is a small price for all the experiences, laughter, and connections that make life rich. Be gentle with yourself. Celebrate the habits that serve you, and gently let go of the ones that do not. Your body and your spirit will thank you for it. As we've seen, Finding the right balance between cleanliness and letting our bodies stay strong can feel tricky, especially when there's so much advice, some of it conflicting, floating around. But the good news is that protecting your immune system doesn't mean living in fear of every germ or spending hours scrubbing every surface. It's about gentle, reasonable steps that respect your body's natural rhythms and give it the support it needs to thrive. One of the first and simplest habits to embrace is maintaining reasonable hygiene. This means washing your hands when it truly matters, like after using the bathroom, before eating, after coming inside from errands, or after caring for a pet, but not to the point where your skin becomes dry and cracked. Using a mild, fragrance-free soap is key. Strong soaps or antibacterial products can strip away the oils your skin needs to stay healthy, leaving it vulnerable to irritation and even infection. A warm water rinse and gentle soap, followed by moisturizing your hands regularly, can keep your skin comfortable and strong. Remember, your hands are on the front line of your defense, and treating them kindly makes a big difference. Next, allow your body some exposure to the natural world and helpful microbes. It may sound strange at first. After all, haven't we been taught to avoid germs at all costs? But think about the times you felt uplifted simply by stepping outside, feeling the sun on your face, or touching the earth with your hands. Walking outdoors, gardening, spending time with pets, or just sitting in a park are more than pleasures. They are small, nourishing acts for your immune system. The microbes found in soil, plants, and even on animal fur help train your body's defenses, reminding it how to tell friend from foe. So don't be afraid to dig into the garden without gloves once in a while, or stroke your dog's coat. These moments connect you to the world and support your health in ways that hand sanitizer cannot. When it comes to cleaning your home, choosing gentle, natural products can make a world of difference. There's no need to fill your cupboards with harsh chemicals or powerful disinfectants that irritate your skin and airways. Many simple cleaning solutions, like vinegar mixed with water, gentle Castile soap, or baking soda, can do an excellent job without stripping away beneficial microbes or creating toxic fumes. Open your windows often to let fresh air circulate, and focus on cleaning what truly needs it. For example, kitchens and bathrooms deserve attention, but don't feel pressured to sterilize every surface daily. A clean, well-ventilated home is a happy home, and your body will thank you for the gentler environment. Another powerful way to boost your immune system starts from within, through your diet. Eating a diverse array of whole foods rich in fiber, vitamins, and minerals supports not only your general health but also the trillions of beneficial bacteria living in your gut. These gut microbes play a crucial role in training and regulating your immune system. Foods like fresh vegetables, fruits, whole grains, nuts, and seeds provide the fiber these microbes need to flourish. Adding probiotic-rich foods such as yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, or kimchi introduces helpful bacteria directly. You don't need fancy supplements. Nature's pantry offers plenty. When your gut is balanced and happy, your immune system tends to be stronger, better able to respond to threats, and keep inflammation in check. Of course, nourishing your body and immune system isn't just about what you eat or how clean your home is. Other habits play a vital role in keeping you healthy and resilient. Prioritizing restful, consistent sleep is one of the most underrated yet powerful immune boosters. During deep sleep, your body repairs cells, balances hormones, and strengthens immune memory, the way your immune system remembers how to fight germs. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep nightly, and try to keep a regular sleep schedule by going to bed and waking up around the same time every day. If you struggle with falling or staying asleep, consider calming routines like gentle stretching, reading, or listening to soothing music before bed. Light exercise is another gentle yet effective way to support your immune system. You don't need intense workouts or long hours at the gym. Even a short daily walk, some gentle yoga, or stretching helps keep your circulation flowing and your immune cells moving. Exercise also helps reduce stress, boost mood, and maintain muscle strength, all of which contribute to better overall health. The key is consistency, not intensity. Find activities you enjoy and that feel good in your body. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Speaking of stress, managing it is crucial. Chronic stress and worry can wear down your immune defenses, making you more vulnerable to illness. Try to find moments each day to breathe deeply, relax your muscles, or practice mindfulness. Whether it's a quiet cup of tea in the morning, a few minutes of meditation, or chatting with a friend, these simple pleasures can reduce stress hormones and give your immune system a chance to rest and recover. Finally, never underestimate the power of social connection. Staying connected with family, friends, and your community isn't just good for your heart and happiness. It's good for your immune system, too. Loneliness and isolation can increase inflammation and weaken immune responses. Even if you can't meet in person as often as you'd like, a phone call, video chat, or letter can help keep those bonds strong. Sharing laughter, stories, and support builds resilience and reminds you that you're not alone on this journey. Let me share a story about my dear friend Louise, who's 68 and has always loved her garden. After years of being very cautious about germs, especially following health scares, Louise began to feel tired and caught colds more often. Her doctor suggested she try some simple lifestyle changes. Louise started spending more time outside with her plants, letting the dirt touch her hands, and even letting her cat climb on her lap without worrying about cleaning immediately afterward. She switched to gentle soaps and reduced her use of harsh cleaners. She also made sure to eat a rainbow of fruits and vegetables, added some probiotic yogurt to her breakfast, and took daily short walks around the neighborhood. Slowly but surely, Louise noticed she felt more energetic, her skin looked healthier, and she wasn't getting sick as frequently. She told me, "It's amazing how these small, easy changes made such a big difference. I feel like I'm back in tune with my body." The key takeaway here is kindness. Kindness to your body, your environment, and yourself. Don't feel pressured to be perfect or to live in a sterile bubble. Instead, choose habits that nurture your health gently, day by day. Reasonable hand washing, gentle cleaning, time outdoors, nourishing foods, restful sleep, light exercise, stress relief, and social connection are all threads woven together to create a strong immune fabric. You've lived a life full of wisdom and experience, and your body still holds incredible resilience. With a little care and balance, you can help your immune system stay ready and strong, ready to protect you as you continue to enjoy your days with confidence, joy, and peace of mind. Mary is 72 years old, a retired school librarian who spent her life surrounded by books, stories, and quiet moments of reflection. Before the pandemic, Mary enjoyed simple pleasures, tending to her small backyard garden, visiting her grandchildren, and meeting friends for coffee at the local diner. Like many of us, Mary believed in keeping a clean home. It was part of her routine, a way to care for herself and those she loved. When the pandemic hit, everything changed. Fear swept through her community, and Mary found herself tightening control over her environment in ways she hadn't before. Every surface in her home was wiped down multiple times a day. She sanitized the groceries before putting them away, scrubbed doorknobs and light switches relentlessly, and carried hand sanitizer wherever she went. It wasn't just about cleanliness anymore. It was about safety, about fighting an invisible enemy she couldn't see. For months, Mary lived in a heightened state of vigilance. But then, something unexpected happened. Despite her best efforts, Mary noticed she was feeling more tired, more anxious, and even started catching colds that lingered longer than usual. Her hands were cracked and sore from all the washing and sanitizing. The garden, once a source of joy, became a place she avoided, too messy, too risky. And those little moments of fresh air and sunshine she used to cherish? They slipped away as she spent more time inside, focused on keeping germs at bay. One afternoon, after a particularly frustrating bout with a lingering cold, Mary called her longtime friend Diane. Diane, a nurse, listened carefully and gently suggested something Mary hadn't considered. "Maybe you're overdoing the cleaning. Our immune systems need some exposure to everyday germs to stay strong, especially as we get older. At first, Mary was skeptical. But isn't it dangerous? What if I get sick? She asked. Diane smiled and explained that balance was key. You don't have to live in fear of every germ. There's a way to keep clean without shutting your immune system out. Sometimes, letting go a little is what helps your body the most. Encouraged by Diane's words, Mary decided to make some changes, not all at once, but gently and gradually. She started by cutting back on the number of times she sanitized surfaces, reserving it for areas like the kitchen after handling raw food or the bathroom. She switched to a mild soap for hand washing and stopped using antibacterial gels unless necessary. Most importantly, she began spending more time outdoors again, watering her plants, sitting on the porch with a book, and taking daily walks around her neighborhood. Mary even let herself get a little imperfect. She admitted to Diane that sometimes she forgot to sanitize her hands before touching the mailbox or petting her neighbor's dog. And you know what? She didn't get sick. In fact, over the next few months, Mary noticed her energy returning. She slept better, felt less anxious, and those persistent colds started to fade away. Her hands healed, and the garden once again became a peaceful sanctuary. This experience taught Mary a powerful lesson. Sometimes, allowing ourselves to be a little imperfect is the best way to stay healthy. It's not about abandoning caution or hygiene. It's about trusting our bodies, giving our immune systems the chance to do what they're built to do, and embracing the small, beautiful messiness of life. Mary's story isn't unique. Many people over 65 have found that easing up on overcleaning and reconnecting with the natural world brings not only better health but also greater peace of mind. It's a gentle reminder that health is not about perfection. It's about balance, kindness, and the courage to let go a little. So, if you find yourself caught in the cycle of constant cleaning and worry, remember Mary. You don't have to be perfect to protect yourself. Sometimes, the best thing you can do is take a deep breath, step outside, and let your immune system do its job, naturally, wisely, and gently. As we wrap up, remember this. Your health journey is uniquely yours, filled with small steps that add up to big changes. We've talked about how overcleaning, though well-intentioned, can sometimes do more harm than good, especially when it comes to your immune system. But the wonderful truth is that with gentle care and balance, you can support your body's natural defenses and enjoy greater strength and resilience every day. It's not about perfection or living in a sterile bubble. It's about finding what feels right for you. Washing your hands when needed, choosing gentle cleaning products, spending time outdoors, nourishing your body with wholesome foods, getting restful sleep, moving in ways you love, managing stress, and staying connected with those who lift your spirit. These simple, practical habits build a foundation for health that lasts. Remember Mary's story, a perfect example of how letting go of excessive cleaning and embracing life's little imperfections can bring renewed energy and joy. Your immune system is still strong, still learning, and protecting you. Give it the chance to shine. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've learned today that you'll try in your own life? Maybe it's a small change, like taking a daily walk or easing up on harsh cleaners. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. We're all here to learn and grow together. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips to help you thrive in your golden years. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself, be kind to your body, and keep embracing the beautiful journey ahead.